They think you need them, but they're dead wrong. You've been living in a lie. You've been lying to yourself, and the truth is about to hit you like a thunder strike. You've convinced yourself you need others. You need support. You need validation. You've built a comfort zone around their words, their actions, their pity. And you've been pretending that without them you'd fall apart. But that's the biggest lie you've ever told. You don't need anyone. You never have. You've been weak, soft, fragile, too afraid to stand on your own, too afraid to face the world without a crutch. You've let others prop you up. You've let their approval determine your worth. You've wrapped yourself in their comfort, thinking it would protect you, thinking it would save you. But it's a trap. They don't need to hold you up. They're not going to save you when the world knocks you down. The moment they're gone, you will be exposed for what you are. Weak, dependent, afraid. And that's exactly what's about to happen. They're not going to be there anymore. The crutch is gone. It's time for you to face the truth. It's time to grow up. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to make it easier. This world doesn't care about your excuses, your comfort, or your need for reassurance. It's ruthless. It will tear you apart if you don't stand up and fight. You're on your own, and it's about time you realized that. You're not a victim. You're not helpless. You're not the one who needs saving. What you need is to get rid of the weakness, the dependency, the cowardice that has been holding you back. You need to face the cold truth right now. You've been living in an illusion, and the time for that illusion is over. You've been leaning on others, but they've never been the source of your strength. You are the only one who can save you, and it's time to stop running from that truth. So look around. Look at the people you've been depending on, the ones you thought you couldn't live without. The truth is, they're not your saviors. They never were. The crutch you've been leaning on is gone. It's time to stand on your own, or collapse under the weight of your own weakness. Wake up. You're alone in this battle, and only the strongest survive. You are weak, and weakness will cost you everything. Let that sink in. Weakness isn't just an inconvenience. It's a death sentence. Every time you hesitate, every time you doubt yourself, every time you think someone else will pull you out of the fire, you are sinking deeper into your own grave. You think you're protecting yourself by staying small, by staying comfortable, by staying dependent on others. You're not. You're digging your own hole, and one day the earth will swallow you whole, and there will be no one around to hear you scream. Your weakness is holding you back. Your fear, your insecurity, your cowardice. They're the chains that bind you. You've allowed them to define you, to limit you. And while you keep hiding, while you keep making excuses, life is passing you by. Every moment you waste clinging to comfort is a moment you'll never get back. And no one is going to pity you when you're left behind. The world isn't kind to the weak. It isn't kind to the ones who can't stand up, who can't face the pain, who can't fight back. Every time you make an excuse, you choose weakness. Every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, you choose weakness. Every time you settle for less than your potential, you choose weakness. You are what you choose to be. And if you choose weakness, you will be consumed by it. The universe will break you, and it will break you hard. There will be no rescue, no second chance, no mercy. Your fear will destroy you. Your doubt will cripple you, and your failure will become your identity. But it's not too late. It's never too late to step up, to rip away the chains, to fight for your survival. But make no mistake, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hell. It's going to take everything you've got. But you're not some fragile thing. You are a warrior, and warriors don't back down. They don't run from pain. They run through it. They don't hide from their weaknesses. obliterate them. And that's exactly what you have to do. If you're tired of being weak, if you're tired of living in fear, if you're tired of living in fear, if you're tired of being crushed by your own failure, stand tall. The choice is yours. You can continue to be a slave to your weakness, or you can break free. The world will chew you up and spit you out if you choose weakness. But if you choose strength, if you choose to rise above it all, then nothing can stop you. It's time to face the cold truth. Your weakness is not just a problem, it's a death sentence. And the longer you let it control you, the longer you let it run your life, the closer you get to your own destruction. But the moment you decide to fight back, the moment you decide to face your fear, to face your weakness head on, that's when everything changes. That's when the world stops being something to survive and starts becoming something to conquer. You've been your own worst enemy. The reality is brutal, but it's time to face it. All this time you've been sabotaging yourself. Every excuse, every delay, every moment of hesitation, it's been you holding yourself back. You've been afraid of what's on the other side, afraid of the effort, afraid of the struggle. You've chosen comfort over growth, safety over power, and it's kept you trapped in a prison of your own making. Now, the walls are closing in, and it's your fault. You are the reason you're stuck. You are the reason you haven't moved forward. You're the one who's been making yourself small. You've convinced yourself that your dreams are too big, that your goals are out of reach, that the pain of struggle isn't worth it. But here's the truth. Everything you want is on the other side of that pain. Every ounce of power, every ounce of success, every ounce of freedom. You have to go through the fire to get it. And the only thing stopping you is the fear you've built up inside your own mind. Stop pretending that someone else is going to come and change your life. No one is coming. They've got their own battles. You are alone in this, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can stop wasting time looking for external validation. You've been waiting for a moment, for the perfect time, for someone to tell you it's okay to push, to rise, to fight. But here's the truth. No one cares. No one owes you anything. You owe it to yourself to take control. This is your moment to face the truth. The pain, the struggle, the rejection. It's all part of the process. You think it's hard now? You think it's tough? You haven't seen anything yet. It's only going to get harder. The real battle is not with the world. It's with yourself. The moment you stop making excuses and stop blaming others is the moment you start winning. It's time to step up and stop being the victim of your own life. This is where everything changes. You've been afraid of the fight, but the fight is where you'll find your true self. It's where you'll find your power, your purpose, your strength. The only thing that can stop you is you, and from this moment on, you can either keep losing to your own weakness, or you can tear it apart and become the force you were always meant to be. You're either going to stay stuck, or you're going to rise. There's no in between. The only question is, which one will you choose? Now you've reached the breaking point. This is where the real transformation happens. This is where the weak get left behind, and the warriors step up. You can no longer hide from the truth. No more distractions, no more lies. You've come face to face with everything you've been running from, and now you've got a choice. Do you crumble, or do you fight? Make no mistake, this isn't some easy feel-good moment. The pain is only going to get worse. The pressure will crush you, the weight will make you question everything. But this is where you break free. This is where the weak will fall apart and the strong will rise, forged in the fire. You've been through hell, and now you have to decide. Are you going to let it burn you, or are you going to use it to ignite something inside of you that nothing can extinguish? The choice is clear. You can either fold, let your fear consume you, let your doubts paralyze you, or you can rise from the ashes. The battle inside you, against your weaknesses, against your fear, is the only thing standing between who you are now and who you're meant to be. No one can fight this battle for you. No one can carry the burden of your growth. This is your fight. This is your moment to claim your power, to push past your comfort zone, to become the version of yourself that you've been running from. Everything you've done up until now has brought you here. The lies, the excuses, the avoidance, they've all been leading to this. You've been broken down so that you can rebuild. You've been pushed to the edge because it's the only way to make you realize that you are capable of so much more. You are not the person you thought you were. You are not weak. You are not afraid. You are a warrior. And warriors don't back down. They don't shy away from the struggle. They dive into it with everything they've got. This moment, right now, defines you. You either rise or you sink. There is no middle ground. You either walk through the fire or you stay in the ashes. The choice is yours and only yours. What will you do? Will you become the person you were always meant to be, or will you stay trapped in the prison of your own weakness? The door is open. Now step through it. You are the unstoppable force now. You've crossed the line. You've fought your own battle, confronted your darkest fears, and emerged victorious. No longer the victim, no longer bound by your past mistakes or weaknesses. You are a force of nature, forged by struggle, tempered by pain, and made stronger with every battle you've won against yourself. You are no longer just surviving, you are thriving. And nothing can stop you. This is where the game changes. The person you were, weak, insecure, dependent, is dead. The person standing here today is a warrior. The person who has faced the darkness and come out on the other side with the fire of conviction in their heart. You now understand the power that comes from discipline, from mental toughness, from overcoming the odds and defying every excuse that's been holding you back. You've broken free from the chains. You've faced the storm. And you didn't just survive it. You own it. You're not afraid anymore. You're not afraid of the pain, the struggle, the discomfort. You've learned that there is no growth without hardship, no victory without sacrifice. The harder the fight, the sweeter the victory. The stronger the opposition, the more it fuels your fire. Nothing can break you, because you've been broken already. And you didn't stay broken. You rebuilt yourself, piece by piece, until you became something unshakable, unyielding. Look around. You see the world as a battleground now. You see challenges, obstacles, and adversaries as opportunities to prove your strength. Every setback is just another chance to show the world who you are. Every rejection, every failure, every piece of pain is nothing but fuel for the fire inside of you. You are the storm. You are the weapon. And when you move, nothing can stand in your way. There's no turning back now. You've unlocked the power inside of you that no one can take away. Your mind is sharp, your will is iron, and your focus is unbreakable. You are a walking force of nature, and no one, not the world, not your circumstances, not even your own doubts, can stop you. This is who you are. This is who you've become, and nothing can hold you back now. The only thing that will stop you is you. So, keep pushing. Keep moving forward. There's no limit to what you can achieve now. You've stepped into your power and you've unlocked your true potential. The world doesn't stand a chance. Because you're unstoppable now. There is no escape. You're at the crossroads and the choice is simple. Rise or stay weak. There's no comfort, no safety net, no easy way out. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your pain, your doubts, or your past failures. It's ruthless. It demands results. And right now, you're faced with the raw, unforgiving truth. You either rise to the challenge, or you remain nothing but a shadow of what you could have been. The excuses are gone. The crutches have been kicked out from under you. No more blaming circumstances. No more waiting for a miracle. You're responsible for your own life now. Your decisions, your actions, your results, everything is on you. And let me be clear, no one is going to pity you when you fail. They'll laugh. They'll forget you. Life doesn't care. You will either adapt or perish. So, what will it be? Are you going to stay the same? Are you going to let the fear, the doubt, the weakness continue to define you? Are you going to shrink back into comfort, making excuses and hiding from the reality of what it takes to succeed? Or will you choose to rise? Will you choose to face every challenge head on, to push through every wall, to be relentless in your pursuit of greatness? Understand this. No one is going to come and rescue you. No one is going to give you a second chance. This is it. This is your moment to decide. Stay weak, stay scared, stay in the shadows, live a life of regret, of what ifs. Or embrace the pain, embrace the fight, embrace the grind, and rise above everything that's ever held you back. You're capable of greatness, but it's up to you to claim it. You can either be a slave to your weaknesses, or you can break every chain that's ever held you down. But remember, there's no room for excuses. There's no room for hesitation. The world doesn't stop for you. And if you don't rise, you will be left behind. The choice is yours. Stay weak or become unstoppable. This is where it all comes to a head. There's no turning back. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you success. This is your battle, your fight, your war. And you either rise or you stay buried in the pit of your own excuses. There is no in between. There is no middle ground. You are either a force to be reckoned with, or you are nothing. It's time to stop pretending. Stop pretending that you're fine with being average. Stop pretending that the life you've been living is enough. Stop pretending that you're waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. This is the moment where you either seize control of your life or let it slip away into the abyss of regret. The universe doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't care about your fears. It will move forward whether you do or not. You're on the edge, staring down your own limitations. You felt the weight of your past failures. You felt the sting of rejection. You felt the crushing weight of doubt and fear. And now you've got one choice: rise or stay down. It's that simple. You either decide that you are done being weak, done being afraid, done being controlled by your circumstances, or you let them define you forever. Every day you waste is a day lost. Every moment of hesitation is another step further from the greatness you could have achieved. The time for self-pity is over. The time for excuses is over. This is the moment you make the decision to never be the same again. This is where you step into your power, your potential, your destiny. You have the strength, you have the will, you have the discipline, but only if you choose it. The world is waiting for you to step up, to become the person you were always meant to be. No one is going to hand it to you. No one's going to walk you through the fire, and you must walk through it yourself. And when you do, nothing will be able to stand in your way. So rise, or stay weak. The choice is yours, and it's the only one that matters. It's time to become unstoppable, or stay irrelevant. The world doesn't care either way. Make the choice.